Hello and welcome everyone back to Disco Elysium, the final cut. We are here at Everard and we have to tell him that we send out his letter.
Yes, of course. Now we're on the right track. It smells like... We're getting crates and pallets calling to mind. Vast stands of winter pines. A swirl of ancient odors absorbed by heavy carpet fibers. But also a pervasive, treacly sweetness that somehow reminds you of cola nuts. The whole place could probably use a good deep cleaning.
We're still looking to people to join our communism.
Well, smelling much communism around the Union boss's office?
Ask him, I'm detecting. Meanwhile, Everett Clare clatters away on his typewriter, willfully indifferent to your presence. Oh. This is not a fishing rod, is it? It's... I don't know what it is.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
Well, I'm looking for a cell of underground communists. Can you help me?
Mr. Dubois, really? Do I look like a man who has time for underground communists? I'm as above ground as it gets.
He's got you there. You've got to be 10 or 12 meters up here, at least. That's all you're going to get out of him, it appears.
Now, was there anything else you wish to discuss today?
Well, remember the container I asked you about? Turns out there's a mega-rich, light-bending guy inside.
Mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
Slime like him must have oozed through the cracks.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich light-bending guys.
I think he wants to take down the proletariat, Everard.
Honestly, Harry, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Yes, for God's sake, you're a socialist.
You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbor's fog lights. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Well, it's done. I mailed the signatures you asked me to mail.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a future and proven to be a true man of the left. I can finally trust you now.
That's good.
You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun. Nothing is off the table.
Okay, good.
Oh, Bratan, you play the old man like a three-string banjo.
You're right,
He has
Necktie.
no idea.
Well, the signatures I got. I know you plan to force them out with the construction ones.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland, there's nothing left. But mark my words, officers, we are going to reset it. Reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce.
What do you mean?
Harry, imagine a youth center supermarket church complex. Employing hundreds, no, Thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
Youth supermarket church complex? Do you really expect me to believe that?
Yes, I do. I got the center, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things, and even a touch of pain.
I knew you were up to something.
Damn right I'm up to something, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as Joyce Messier. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace.
Did you order the hanged man killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
What do you gain from him being dead?
Why, a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
They are trained military people. Aren't you afraid for your men?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
How's this connected to the strike?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce
Yeah.
in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
What?
Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
Actually, no, it's not.
Are you telling me your plans?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
Okay, so how many of you guys are there in the Union?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
How are you going to fund your new independent harbor?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients who'll ditch us? Harry, we've thought of everything.
Everything?
We've been running back channel negotiations with all the major clients. I think the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
I see.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
It's just the top of the iceberg, though, isn't it?
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefed, and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidon.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
Of course.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
Interesting stuff. I just want to solve this murder, okay?
You know why you're such a good detective, Harry. You don't get sidetracked.
Exactly. I'm super
you care
focused.
about the people
Always.
you're supposed to protect, not some systems that may or may not be unethical. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbor's turnover, just like the harbor is, but a small part of Martinez.
It would still be illegal.
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth, and everyone's gonna pull their weight.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
Hey, hold on. I don't want to look at the big picture. I want to look at the drug trade you almost admitted to. Yeah, just straight up.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it. Boys, Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering?
That's very ambitious. I love what you're doing for the working man.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me, because in many ways, you are that working man. You have already done so much work.
Can I ask you about specific union members?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
Okay. Can I get my gun now?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done.
Fine, where is it?
An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy.
Yeah.
The one he described as terrifying.
So the gun still with the woman who bought it from Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway.
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
She was waving it around at people?
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
It sounds like a very disturbed and desperate individual.
Who is this old woman?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
Nope.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
Well, fair enough.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Can you set up a meeting?
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
Okay, that does sound
She will
dangerous.
be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Can we ask anything else about
I'm
the
always
harbor?
happy to educate and
No.
Very nice, Harry.
Okay. Well, that is interesting. So we might be able to get our gun back. I think we had 2 level ups, if I saw that correctly. I think... Let's go further into Inland Empire. Let's go full Inland Empire, then we're done with it. Yes. Maxed it out for now. So we have to meet with that lady, but that is only in the evening. It is almost 10, so it's close to me being able to call the library, which I want to do. Yeah. There's something else that I wanted to check. Remember, there's so much to do. But since it's so close to 10 a.m., I definitely want to spend that time here in the Martinez portion of the game to then be able to call the library. And I think then we might go over to the church and open that. But maybe we also run into more light beings. Is also definitely possible, apparently. Let me just double check on our task board. That body on the boardwalk, yes. Call the library. Get yourself organized. Yeah, we need to find that person. The armored gloves. A certain Cindy the Skull might know something about the victim's armor. Wasn't that like the girl who was painting the side of the building, the apartment building? I think that is what I wanted to check. Then we have so much to do on the fishing village side of town. We have to check the traps. We have to check the church. Have to bring back the jacket. We have to try to romance the lady. So lots of things to do. Could also confront the scab leader, who is one of the mercenaries, but I'm a little bit afraid of that. So before I now call the library, or I'm able to call the library, let's see if I can talk to the Alice person.
There it is again. There's a spectral scent haunting this pair, no doubt. And it smells like sea brine mostly, because it's a pair. Years of turmoil, of hopes and dreams, ground beneath the inexorable tides of capital.
Close your eyes and take a deep breath.
What do you smell? The first thing that strikes you is the overwhelming brine. You imagine yourself underwater, a 100-legged anthropod scuttling along the murky silt at the bottom of the sea. But then, the unmistakable reek of seagull shit hits you, buoyed along on the air currents. An acrid melody atop mouldering cords of wood rot and heavy fuel oil.
Still smelling for communist, detective?
Yes.
Well, I'll be over here when you're finished.
His impatience is feigned. He's actually curious to see how this personal errand shakes out. What the lieutenant thinks is irrelevant. Your politico-olfactory cortex is lighting up like a holiday display. The scent of communism is overwhelming, and it's coming right from that balcony over
from
there.
Cindy?
Certainement. A precocious communist youth, a symbol of a kinder, more hopeful future. Now's your chance to establish contact with your revolutionary brothers and sisters. A chance to establish contact with the future. What a beautiful, terrible thought.
All right. That was correct, that is actually Cindy. It's been so long since I talked to her. Right. Oh, there's something we weren't able to see before. Look, 16 days of the Coded Star. Alright. Like, I would love to read those, but at the same time, they also pass so much time. We have so much to do anyway, and we're on somewhat of a timer for this whole case, that I'm a little bit hesitant to read them now.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the cold room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Really? You're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
Not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
Cool. I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Hey, sister, let's talk politics for a minute.
And what do you know about politics?
Well, I'm looking for comrades to help me fire up the Great Mazovian Sausage Grinder. Will you help me?
Oh, that's very nice. The little piggy wants to make sausages. Out of what? His little piggy friends?
Don't worry, Kim. I would never make you into sausage.
It was not a concern of mine.
Sure. I know someone who'd love to talk that ideological stuff. You're looking for Steban,
Okay.
a right communist who runs a mega cool and very secret meeting.
Does the barn happen to have a jacket like this?
He might.
Will you help me find him?
No.
What? Lieutenant, let's slip a sigh that seems to suggest this turn was utterly predictable. Here. Is it money you want? Here, take some. I've got plenty.
Keep your money. What I want from you's better than gold.
Well, what's that?
A wicked grin extends across her face. A laughing skull. Death hilarious. This is gonna be bad.
Oink for me, piggy. Just once.
With gusto. Oink, oink.
Wow, that was easier than I expected. It's almost like you've been wanting to do it this whole time.
A cool, damp feeling ripples through you.
It's fine.
You realize you need
We're
to
used to
get
being
rolled over
embarrassed and
quite so
humiliated.
easily. The lieutenant, needless to say, is not impressed.
Sounds like you're really serious about meeting Steban. It's touching, sort of. Steban's group meets only at night, in an old room in these apartments here. It just so happens you're in luck. Their weekly meeting is tonight. Poke your snout around sometime after 10 p.m. and you might just find them.
Oh. Hold on, what else can you tell me about this Steban?
Just that he's a real communist. Not like the play acting you've been doing. The rest, you'll have to see for yourself.
That's very helpful. Thank you, Cindy.
Hold on. You didn't think it would be that easy, did you? See, Steban's a bit on the paranoid side. He's got all these mega secret passphrases to keep out infiltrators and the like. You can't join the meeting without one.
Not to interfere in your personal errand, but I wonder whether it might have something to do with that phrase mañana mentioned overhearing.
I was totally about to say that.
Of course you were, Detective. Apologies for interrupting.
No, you weren't. Otherwise, you would have said it. In truth, it was quite beyond your associative powers.
Guess this is what happens when two pigs put their heads together. That's enough. Off with you then.
Do you have any idea what happened to the hangman's armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Wait, don't you want to know how I knew to ask you?
Not particularly. I want to keep this as brief as possible, you see. I want to return to painting the world red.
His son Fuck told me.
Fine. I don't care about those wannabe skulls, and I don't care about your armor.
The wannabe skulls are dear to her, the armor less so.
Isn't armor art for the body?
Oh, all right, Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear.
Oh,
Look cute as hell.
Could that girl have been little
Yeah.
Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
I know a little girl in the village, little Lily.
Could have been her. Small kid with giant white armored hands. If you've seen one of them, you've seen them all.
Okay. Well, that's good. Book to interact. Get yourself organized. We have to meet with Esteban. Also wonder, can I just fast travel back to the Martinet Square? Doesn't seem like that. That's too bad. That way I could have skipped the loading screens to get back. Guess I cannot open this one, right? Maybe. I think we will need a key for that. We want to open that. Oh, all right. So it's now just after 10. Let's make our way back to the car to call the library so we can see if we can finish that little side investigation. As I assume we're talking about this room where the meeting will be. Okay. Back to the car, back to the phone. Also, shouldn't my dice be finished by now? Maybe I should check that out too.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
The library, please.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Mijon. Reader.
Billy Mijon, you said.
Mijon.
Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
On Moreau Drive in central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours some dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Mijon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Oh. Do you have any information on Billy Mijon?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago. but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then, yes. Okay, if it was the police, she's...
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Do you know... So Billy Majon is a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Ah. So do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looks like?
Marie? She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second. What was he... Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Okay. Thank you. That's all from me.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Librarian hangs up and the call gets redirected back to the station with a soft click.
Anything else you need from me? 57th.
In the cabin, you see...
Now that is interesting. That's the same address as our smoker with the Sunday friend. Maybe he can help us about it. Go to Billy Majon's apartment to deliver the bad news. It's in the apartment building and... Oh, it's just in the apartment building. Well, we just came from there, but let's just do that. It's just sometimes how it goes. Go inside. Hop up. Up we go. Oh, it might be this one.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allons yo. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock. This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Don't knock! Just leave! You don't need this! You don't need to sad it up!
Hold on, Kim, we should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
Looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit.
You hear some light footsteps and what appears to be a daily weather forecast playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Majon. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's
Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice.
But no, I don't want to do this.
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this information. It just has to happen, as soon as possible.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
Look at the lieutenant.
He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
Is this Billy Majon's home? This is the police. Please open the door. Police! Moment, please. Give us a moment. He is shuffling inside.
Tidying up, nervously. There's fear in her voice.
Come in. The door is open. Uh-oh. This will make it easier. Okay, first look around. An empty pack of red Astra cigarettes hidden under the bed. The same bed of cigarettes you found in the trash next to the deceased. Windows covered in old newspaper clippings. Package of humanitarian aid. Macaronis. Some leftovers kept warm on the stove. It smells like buckwheat. No onions here. A chalk-drawn height chart for children's growth over the years. Oh no. A textbook for high school mathematics, trigonometry mostly. The clock is ticking away with an old cheerfulness. Ticking makes you anxious. Rings hollow in the room. Posters of contemporary pop stars adorn the wall. Wait a second, is that the lady that we talked to at the bookstore? That we tried to hug and all?
It's you
Oh,
from the
yes.
bookstand.
Oh, no!
Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
She smiles nervously before the smile vanishes from her face.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
It's not about the cockatoo.
She just nods.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in the hospital? How bad is it?
How about some small talk before you break the news? Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
Yeah, I think just breaking it. Tell her about the dead body.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Madam, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Majon, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
Your husband, Victor Majon, was dead. Very sorry for your loss, madam.
Oh,
Touches her neck, eyes pale like pearls in seawater.
oh. But he was just...
He looks at the kitchen table where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray.
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him?
It's still early to say, but at first glance it seems like he slipped and hit his head.
Was he drunk?
Alcohol may have played a role, yes.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
It's hard to say at this point.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
Here.
The lieutenant takes out his handkerchief and offers it to the woman. She nods and slowly wipes away her tears. Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
He nods, but with a wretched expression.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
Answer a leaflet with the morgue's contact information.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
Drops her face, runs her fingers over cheeks that have become numb.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
She runs out of breath.
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
Now I feel particularly bad since we joked around about her husband going missing. Again, I'm very sorry, man.
We should step outside and talk.
Set the library card by her, leave the room. Oof. What's up, Kim? Oh, Kim.
You did well.
Could have done more.
You did enough.
He pauses, rubbing his hands together to generate some heat.
Can save the whole world, you know.
What now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live their lives.
So that's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
Right.
Let's go.
Case closed. At least this one. Well, no happy ending there, that's for sure. But we did what had to be done. We delivered the news. I think we did it in a reasonable manner. Now I think we will go back to the fishing village. We have quite a few things to do there. From delivering the jacket to talking to little Lily about the armored gloves or gauntlets. Then we have the church business, obviously, the cryptozoology business, the romance business, lots of business. Right. We should be able to fast travel from here. Like, I still don't quite know the... I struggle initiating the fast travel. This... Maybe I have to be close to the car. Righty. Can I do it from here? At least then I would know that I have to be close. Yeah. Yeah, so I have to be close to the car or to the other. Fisherman Shacks, that's where I want to go. I think this is a good time to take a break, and then we'll continue from here our investigation in the Fisherman Village. Thank you all for joining me for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a like. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel, share the video with friends, family, and the people on the internet. It all helps me out a whole bunch and will bring you more content in the future. If you want to go above and beyond, you can check out the Patreon link down below, and I will be back with more Disco Elysium, the final cut, tomorrow. Until then, have a great time.